All right. Hello. Let us get right into it. So, I've been asked some questions about um, angles on parallel lines. I set this worksheet as homework for my student. Feel free to have a go at it now before we get into it. I've been asked for help with questions 5 through 10. So, that's all I'm going to be doing today. I'm aiming to keep this video under 5 minutes, so I'm going to be going very quickly. Do not be discouraged. I'm doing it because I don't want to waste your time. I know you can always pause this, replay it. You can even slow it down. So I know I can speak fast. You're going to survive. Okay. The first thing that I want to do is I want to remind you about cointerior angles. If we have parallel lines, you can see we get this long space created within them. And if we cut it in half, now we have two spaces between the parallel lines. The angles here in this space need to add to 180 degrees. They are supplementary angles, and we say they are co-interior because they're together, they're inside that space. Similarly, we have co-interior angles on this side. They also are supplementary. They also add to 180 degrees. Now, there's something else that I am a bad tutor because I didn't explain to you how to do this, these questions. Let's just have a quick look at this. I should have explained this already. So let's name these angles here. In this triangle, we have alpha, we've got beta, and we've got gamma. So we can say that if we add them together, because they're the internal angles of a triangle, we know alpha plus beta plus gamma is going to equal 180 degrees. There's not really much else to say about that. It's just going to be the case. Now, we also could be interested in this angle here, right? And we could observe that we have a straight angle. These two angles are supplementary. On a straight angle, we add to 180 degrees. So that means that there's something, if we add it to gamma, we get 180 degrees. And what this allows us to see is that that external angle that I've marked with a question mark has to be equal in size to alpha plus beta in order for this to be true. In other words, the rule that I'm trying to explain is that if we extend the base of a triangle, the external angle that we create is equal to the sum of the two opposite internal angles. Okay? This is going to make sense when we do the questions. In fact, if you want to pause right now and have another go at questions 5 through 10, you might be able to answer them. This will get you through 7, 8, and 9. The last one, I can't give you any extra hints. We'll just see how it goes when we get there. Okay, let's see. Oh man, I've used way more time explaining than I wanted to. We're going to go fast. This is co-interior with 125, so that means it's got to be 55. This is co-interior with 143, so that means it's got to be 37. In other words, M is what we get if we take the 55 part and we add the 37 part. In other words, M is 92 degrees. All right, next one. P forms a straight angle with these, so I want to know what those are. Well, this one is co-interior with 115, so that's 65. This one is co-interior with 135, so that's 45. In other words, we can say that P, hold on, let me just get my face out of the way for this one. Plus 45 plus 65 is 180 because it's a straight angle. So P plus 110 is 180. Let's subtract 110 from both sides. P is 70 degrees. All right, next one. Now we're using that triangle rule. So M is going to be 52 plus whatever this is. So we have an isosceles triangle. We know that these are going to be the same. So 52 plus 2 amounts of x is 180 degrees. Let's subtract 52 from both sides. 2 amounts of x is 128 degrees. Let's divide both sides by 2. X is 64 degrees. Now, M is 52 plus 64. In other words, M is going to be 116 degrees. All right, I know you can slow this down and replay it, so I'm not going to stop at this point. This is an equilateral triangle. These are all 60 degrees. So if P is the sum of the two opposite interior angles, P is going to be equal to 60 plus 60. So P is 120 degrees. Oh no, I'm going to run out of time. I'm just going to pause the timer before it screams at me. Forgive me for going a little bit over 5 minutes. I'm going to be real quick now. Okay. This one is an interesting one. We've got an isosceles triangle here. We've got an isosceles triangle here. And then together they form a bigger triangle, which is not isosceles. I don't know what we can do with that. But what we can say at this point is this has got to be 50 degrees because this is isosceles. Here we have a straight angle, so this is 130 degrees. I'm just putting in facts right now. For example, I could say this is 80 degrees. Doesn't really matter at this point. This one being isosceles means that's n as well. So the important fact here is that 130 plus 2n equals 180. So let's subtract 130 from both sides. 2n is 50. Let's divide both sides by 2. N is 25 degrees. Last question. Here we have an isosceles triangle. So we don't actually need to know anything about that angle. All we need to know is that these two angles are equal. In other words, the number that is 12 more than m must be the same as the number that is 10 less than 2m. Let's subtract m from both sides. And let's add 10 to both sides. M is 22 degrees. Not 27, 22. All right, cool. I've gone too long. I hope that helped. If you have any questions, contact me, reach out. I think comments are disallowed because this video is for children. So you'll have to be enterprising and find me elsewhere. I'm not going to give my email address in the video because I don't know if you're watching this tomorrow or 10 years from now. But I think you can figure it out. Anyway, you can even, I think, just message me here on YouTube. I'm rambling. I'm going to stop. Have a great day and good luck with your study.